YouTube. Hello YouTube. Alan here. I'm coming today to you with a book about Native American way of living a well-balanced life, a sober life. And I've had this book for about a year, and it's full of mind mapping. It's full of psychology. It's it corresponds with like the AA Big Book, but it goes into the Native American way, which is healing circles, mind maps, like I said, sweat lodges, different types of rituals like smudging. I smudge every morning. Here's my conch shell. And I smudge throughout the day with sage. I smudged before this video. I have a feather up there. I should have got it, but I'm going to a sweat lodge for the first time in a while, in over a decade. In fact, it's my first one here in Oregon, and it's a long one. It's called the Thunderbird Lodge, and I've never been there. I couldn't find it on Google Maps, and I haven't been asking too much about it. The guy who's taken us, the elder who's taken us, I've talked to a bit about it, you know, and I've told him my experiences, which I'm going to share here from Arizona in a second. But he told me even today, sweat lodges are all similar but different. So this one is 3 hours long, and here's an example of what a hogan or lodge looks like. We have to drape them, the coverings, and take the coverings off, and that's heating up the rocks, the fire there. Bring in the rocks with forked sticks, and anyway, this one is going to be a little different. It's co-ed. Sometimes they're only male or female, and I have a story about that coming up from Arizona. But yeah, I don't know if I kind of hesitate to label this mid-rash or maybe mid-rash or not, but since I do practice Zen Buddhist too, I meditate with a group every morning for 30 minutes on Zoom, and I do guided meditations, all that woo-hoo stuff. But getting back to the sweat lodges in the Native American way, it goes hand in hand with my meditation practice. And like I said, although I've only had this copy of the book for a year, I've been involved with an association up here called NARA, N-A-R-A, and that stands for Native American Recovery Association. I should be wearing one of their t-shirts. I'm not going to link it below because it's kind of a personal thing. And sweat lodges. I've been to about, I'd say, a dozen in Phoenix, and then I've been to one really good one at the bottom of the Grand Canyon with the Havasupai Indians. Now I've been to the bottom of the Grand Canyon at least a dozen times. Flew out in a helicopter once. But one time I took a girl, one time in a Phoenix sweat lodge, a girlfriend of mine wanted to go. So I said, sure, we'll go. She was a girl who was a friend. And I didn't tell her to not wear cutoffs. And I guess I didn't notice when we were going or whatever. But because you know, she wore the 501s with the button fly. The button fly got hot during the sweat lodge, so she had to leave. There's 4 different parts, different prayers. You pray for your relatives, pray for yourself. You pray for all my relations at the end. I forget the other ones, but there's 4. She had to bail during, like, after the first was started going because they got too hot. I had to bail one time too during a Native American ceremony, so there's no shame in bailing unless you do it more than a few times. But anyway, let's see, what else can I tell you? I've had visions before several times. I hesitate to go into them. If you'd like to hear about them, please leave a note in the comments below and I'll tell you. I'll tell you one that had nothing to do with the medicine or peyote or anything, or the Native American church, or the Havasupai. This is just a regular sweat. I'm sure I was sober, but we used to squirt each other off afterwards. The sweat I'm going to Friday, by the way, is a night sweat. It's from 8 to 11 p.m. It's going to be really interesting, with a feast afterwards. It's on a farm some 50 miles south of here. So, and I haven't, as I've said, I've discussed with the elder who takes us down here and who runs Zoom groups at Nara. Yeah, like I said, I've been going to Nara since 2014. These are all the Zoom groups. Anyway, what was I saying? So one time after just a regular sweat in Phoenix, we get out, we're all like hose each other off, and I had to lay down for some reason. I was having a vision of, I would see a circle with my eyes open, it would be yellow, with it closed, it would be blue, or vice versa. And one of the tribal chairmen there was saying, "Oh, you're seeing the Fellows. You're seeing the Earth Mother and all things round. You're going back to you're experiencing your rebirth and all this." And it was an experience. It was a little bit more than that. Now the other experiences, you're going to have to make a comment below because I'm going to sound like I'm off my nut talking about it. But this is a really, really, really good book. Like, if the 12-step thing isn't really working for you, although this does correspond with the 12 steps, but it's in, again, the Native American way, right? A lot of prayers in this book. Like I said, a lot of psychology, a lot of what do they call it? Diametric or cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, or dialectic behavioral therapy. Kind of same thing in here with the mind mapping. I enjoy it. I enjoy walking the red road, as it's called. I'm gonna make this Friday. It's a healing lodge as well. These sweat ceremonies, and for me, it's going to be another commitment to a more social. You know, COVID is getting over with. I want to be more present. I want to be more mindful. I want to. I just found this rock in the park today, so I'll keep it for a few days and then I'll leave it somewhere for somebody else to find. But to this rock, I'd like to add, live and let live. That's one of my favorite slogans. Because I admit I have like a problem with rumination. I tend to ruminate about the past and things. And so that's going to be my commit to recommit myself to a more spiritual program in life. So that's my maybe midrash. I guess I did participate this year. Maybe next year I can get into some St. Augustine and confessions and that. So, hey, thank you all, and I'll try to play some Native American drum music. All right, peace out. Yeah, I mean, I hesitated about even hashtagging this maybe mid-resh until I heard Kim's video, Kim at Middle of the Book March, and some others who mentioned it doesn't have to necessarily be about Christianity and that. Although next year I will do St. Augustine's Confessions. I've studied that book and enjoy it. Peace out.